Philip Sparks from The Easiest Swing. Today we're going to talk about one of the lost legends of the game who influenced Easiest Swing, and that's coming up right now. Easiest Swing was formed over 50 years ago when Brian and myself started coaching, and over those years we learned how to actually look back as well as looking forward to find out some of the great legends of the past and some of the things they thought about. I want to talk to you today about one of those in particular, Bill Mehlhorn. Wild Bill Mehlhorn was reputedly the person that Ben Hogan respected as the best ball striker he'd ever seen, and was the leading US tour player for 3 years in a whole decade in the 1920s. And what did he have to say? Well, he taught us quite a few things that hopefully will help your game. Some really simple things like, if you never interfere with the swinging of the club head, every ball will go straight. That's a lovely quote. You think about it. If you don't interfere with the swinging of the club head. So we think about that. We often forget to swing the club head. The club head actually has to be swung. You need to sense the club head. How are you going to do that? What's going to help you to sense the club head when you swing it? Well, for a kickoff, the first thing you must do is you've got to be relaxed. You mustn't interfere with the golf club. Interfering with the golf club is when you get too tense, you put too much effort in. That's interfering with the golf club. Swing the golf club without interference and every ball will go straight. Isn't that a lovely quote? So let's put that into action. Let's just swing the golf club without interference and let's see what happens. And the ball pretty much straight. So that's just a nice easy thought. Swing the club head without interference. Let's go on to one of the other quotes. Bill said that muscles and joints should be at ease in their performance. Now let's just think about that. Muscles and joints. So you've got your muscles and your joints, your arms, your shoulders, your legs, and they just must be at ease in their performance. Now that means that you're not going to put any strain into any of them. He also talks about the lightness of the grip when you're actually holding the golf club. Don't grip it too tightly. He almost says you can't hold it too lightly. And that the golf club, when you're swinging it, it influences your hands rather than your hands influencing the golf club. It's kind of slightly the reverse way around. So he talked about the lightness of the grip, and he said he felt that he held the club so lightly that it moved him. So with that in mind, I'm going to hold the club really lightly and feel that the golf club is going to move me rather than I'm going to move it. One of the other quotes that Bill Mehlhorn is famous for saying is that to never use more than 2/3 power. You've probably heard us mention this before on Easiest Swing. 2/3 power, just think about that. Taking about 1/3 of your effort out of the golf swing. And where did he get that from? He learnt that from Harry Vardon, so that's even back in the 1800s, that hitting at 2/3 power means that you can control it better. So, you know, if I swing at full power, I'm going to struggle to actually control this golf club. Bearing in mind the things we've already said about the light grip, the club influencing how I'm going to swing rather than me trying to influence the club too much. And if I'm now going to do that with 2/3 power, that's going to be pretty easy. By comparison, do I lose 1/3 of distance when I do that? Absolutely I don't. I just time it better. And I bet you've all done that, where you've decided you're going to lay up short of a bunker and you take an easy swing and all of a sudden you hit it all the way up to the bunker. And that's just because a lot of the time that extra 1/3 of power that we put in is completely wasted. It's effort, and it's much too much effort that doesn't produce anything, doesn't create any club head speed, it doesn't get you any power. Another one of Bill's famous quotes, and I love this and we use this a lot at Easiest Swing, was, and it's really simple, the follow through is more important than the backswing. Now just think about that. How many golfers work on their setup, their backswing, their takeaway, top of the backswing, where they're positioned, their plane, all these things. They forget about the other end of the swing. They forget about the follow through. And yet, he says the follow through is more important than the backswing. Why is that? Well, if you don't know where you're going to finish, you've got no destination in mind. You know you're trying to hit a ball at the target, so you do know that destination, but how about if you married that with the destination of your golf swing? And if you always finished in the same place, nicely balanced, in a very comfortable and easy position at the end of the swing, chances are you're going to hit the same position or a consistent position through the ball and hit the ball cleanly. So let's take a look at that. The follow through is more important than the backswing. Notice when I finish in that position, the balance. I can stay there for a long period of time. I'm relaxed. If I was tense, I wouldn't be able to stay there. I can hold that position nice and comfortably for a few seconds. Brian always used to recommend, watch the ball land, wait until it's finished rolling before you come away from that finished position. Again, we see people with too much tension get to the end of the swing and they're falling off balance. So that balance position can help you too. So we've already talked about the fact that Bill Mehlhorn was one of the lost legends effectively of the game, and he was influenced by Harry Vardon, another effectively lost legend. Some of the key learnings they had have not been passed down to the later generations. And one of the things that Bill Mehlhorn said about Harry Vardon was that when he watched him take the club away from the ball, he felt he was so lazy as he took the club away from the ball like this, almost that the toe end of the club would hit the ball. So it was so easy and dragged away like that, so no tension at all, as opposed to what we see in the modern golfers, which is usually quite a lot more tension and a real focus on trying to put into positions, which loses you that control of the club head. So it's a nice little quote there, just dragging the club away from the ball rather than pushing it away. Okay, I'm going to do that now with that in mind, of just really relaxing as I let the club head stay where it is effectively and not actually force it away. And it would seem no coincidence that of all the shots I've just hit, that was the best one. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that video. I certainly did. I mean, it's really strange, isn't it? I've been coaching this stuff. My brother coached this stuff for the last 50 years. And yet when I'm reminded of these things, it still helps me. So if you think this is going to help your game, remember you can subscribe to us. It's free to do that. Just click the button below. You'll be the first to find out about the new videos as we bring them out to help your game.